Welcome to the Revenge Bright channel. Please like and subscribe.
I never believed in signs. Not really. I thought they were for people who needed excuses, for women who blamed their bad marriages on the moon phase, or men who swore their luck changed after they bought a new truck. I was practical. I built things. Fixed things. Paid the bills on time. Took out the trash without being asked. Showed up. That was my currency. And for 23 years, she accepted it. Not with grand gestures, not with poetry or late-night confessions, but with silence that felt like peace. That was our rhythm. Me working late, her reading in bed. Me fixing the leaky faucet, her arranging the flowers on the kitchen counter. We didn't need fireworks. We had routine. We had each other. I thought we had forever. It started with the scent. Not perfume. Not the Chanel No. 5 she wore on anniversaries. Something sharper. Woody. Like cedar and smoke, with a hint of something metallic underneath. I noticed it the first time on her coat after she came home from book club. I didn't say anything. I just pulled the coat closer to me as I hung it up, breathed in, and let it go. She hadn't worn that coat in weeks. I assumed it had been at the dry cleaners. Later, I checked the tag. It had been cleaned 2 days before she said she'd dropped it off. I told myself I was tired. Work had been brutal. The merger had swallowed me whole. My hands still smelled like oil and solder from the shop. Maybe I was imagining things. Then came the phone. It wasn't the way she answered it, quick, hushed, always turning away. That was normal. She'd been private since college. But the way she held it, like it was something fragile, something alive, changed. Her thumb would trace the edge of the screen like she was stroking skin. And once, when I walked into the bedroom while she was brushing her teeth, I saw her delete a message before the screen went dark. Not a text. A photo. I didn't ask. I didn't want to know. I'd learned long ago that asking only made the silence heavier. I found the first receipt 3 months later. It was tucked between the pages of her copy of The Great Gatsby, the one she read every winter, the one she said reminded her of how beautiful sadness can be. The receipt was from a boutique hotel downtown. The date, October 17th. A Thursday. I was in Chicago for a conference. She said she'd been visiting her sister in Madison. I called her sister. Her sister didn't remember her coming. I didn't confront her. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I sat at the kitchen table for 4 hours, staring at the receipt, tracing the ink with my finger until it smudged. Then I put it back where I found it. That night, I kissed her goodnight like always. She smelled like cedar and smoke. I started watching. Not in a creepy way. Not like some paranoid husband in a thriller. Just, noticing. The way she left the house earlier on Tuesdays. The way she stopped wearing her wedding ring on Fridays. The way she began taking longer showers, not because she was tired, but because she wanted to be alone. I watched the way her eyes softened when she looked at her phone during dinner. Not at me. Never at me. I Googled the hotel. Found the room number. Looked up the staff directory. One name kept appearing in the guest logs under different dates, Daniel Mercer. No last name. Just that. I ran a background check through a friend at the sheriff's office. He was a freelance photographer. Lived in Portland. Divorced. 2 kids. No criminal record. Nothing dangerous. Just, ordinary. Which made it worse. I waited. I waited until November. She came home from work early that day. Said she had a headache. Went straight to bed. I didn't follow. I didn't need to. I knew. I could feel it in the air, the same weight that settled before a storm, when the sky goes too still and the birds stop singing. I went into her study. Her desk was neat. Too neat. Everything in its place. Except the bottom drawer. Slightly ajar. I pulled it open. Inside, a leather-bound journal. Not hers. Not the one she used for grocery lists and meditation notes. This one was thick, heavy, bound in dark brown hide, stitched by hand. I recognized it immediately. It was the journal she'd bought in Sedona 5 years ago, the one she said she'd write her truths in. She never wrote in it. Said it felt too sacred. Too vulnerable. I opened it. The first page was blank. The second page was dated April 3rd. Today, I kissed him for the first time. It tasted like rain and regret. I didn't mean to. I swear I didn't. But when he looked at me, really looked at me, I felt seen for the first time since I was 22. I don't know how to live like this anymore. My hands shook. I turned the page. He says I'm beautiful even when I cry. He doesn't tell me to smile. He holds me until I stop. You never held me like that. You held me like a duty. Like a promise you kept because you were raised to keep promises. But Daniel holds me like I'm the reason he wakes up. I turned another page. I think I'm falling in love with him. And I hate myself for it. But I don't hate him. I hate that I can't hate him. I hate that I miss him when he's gone. I hate that I look at your face sometimes and wonder if you've ever looked at me the way he does. I kept reading. Every entry was a knife. She wrote about the coffee shop where they met, The Grind, on Elm Street. How he brought her a black coffee with 2 sugars, even though she always ordered it plain. How he listened when she talked about her mother's death. How he cried when she did. How he took her to the beach at midnight and didn't try to kiss her until the 3rd visit. How he called her Lila, her middle name, the one I'd forgotten years ago. I remembered that name. I remembered the day she told me she hated it. Said it sounded like a character from a 1940s novel. Said she wished her parents had named her something stronger. Something real. He called her Lila. I closed the journal. I sat there for an hour. Then 2. The sun set. The house grew cold. I didn't turn on a light. I didn't sleep that night. I didn't speak to her the next morning. She made coffee. Asked if I was okay. I said yes. She kissed my cheek. Smelled like cedar and smoke. I spent the next month gathering pieces. Not evidence. Not proof. Fragments. A parking ticket near the hotel on a Tuesday. A flight itinerary she'd printed and hidden behind her underwear drawer. A receipt for a massage at a spa where he worked part-time as a photographer. A voicemail she deleted from her phone, but I recovered it through a data recovery app I'd installed after I found the first photo. His voice on the recording was calm. Gentle. Not seductive. Not dramatic. Just, kind. I miss you, he said. I miss your laugh. I miss the way you bite your lip when you're thinking. I miss you breathing next to me. I played it 37 times. I didn't call him. I didn't show up at his door. I didn't send a letter. I didn't scream. I didn't break anything. I just kept living. I went to work. Fixed the garage door. Mowed the lawn. Made sure her favorite tea was on the counter when she got home. I smiled when she asked me about my day. I hugged her when she cried over a commercial on TV. I kissed her forehead before bed. I became the ghost of the man I used to be. And then, on February 14th, she gave me a gift. A small box. Wrapped in silver paper. Inside, a pocket watch. Antique. Engraved on the back, for my forever, always. I knew it instantly. It had belonged to her father. She'd said it was lost after his funeral. She'd searched for it for 10 years. How did you find this? I asked. She smiled. Small. Sad. I found it in the attic. Buried under the Christmas decorations. I didn't say anything. I just put it in my pocket. That night, I lay beside her. She was asleep. Her breathing was even. Her hand rested on my chest. I didn't move. I didn't dare. At 3:17 a.m., she woke up. She didn't speak. Didn't stir. Just reached into the nightstand drawer and pulled out a folded piece of paper. I pretended to sleep. She sat up slowly. Turned on the bedside lamp. The light caught her face, pale, hollow-eyed, lips trembling. She began to write. Not on the paper. In the air. With her fingers. As if she were typing on a keyboard only she could see. Then she unfolded the paper. It was a letter. To me. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. She stared at it for nearly 10 minutes. Then she placed it gently on my chest. I waited. Waited until I heard her walk into the bathroom. Waited until the shower turned on. Then I opened it. It was written in her handwriting. Beautiful, looping script. The same script I'd seen in birthday cards, thank you notes, grocery lists. Darling. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say this without breaking you. Or breaking myself. I love you. I always have. But I've also loved him. And loving him doesn't make me less of a wife, it makes me more of a woman. I didn't choose this. It chose me. He sees me. Not the version you married. Not the version I became to please you. He sees the girl I was before I learned to shrink. Before I buried my laughter under silence. Before I stopped dreaming because I thought love meant sacrifice. I'm leaving tomorrow. Not because I want to. Because I have to. I can't live in this half-life anymore. I can't pretend I'm content when every fiber of me aches for something real. I won't take the house. I won't take the car. I'll leave everything. I just need space. To become whole again. If you ever find this letter, know that I didn't plan this. I didn't wake up one day and decide to betray you. It happened in tiny moments. A glance across a cafe. A shared silence that lasted too long. A touch that didn't feel like obligation. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not asking you to understand. I'm just asking you to remember me as I was before I forgot how to be happy. I love you. Always. Lila. I held it for a long time. Then I folded it back. Put it exactly where she left it. Went to the bathroom. She was still in the shower. Water running. Steam rising. I stood there, listening. And for the first time in 23 years, I didn't hear my wife. I heard a stranger. I didn't pack a bag. I didn't call a lawyer. I didn't say goodbye. I drove to the airport the next morning. I bought a one-way ticket to Seattle. Left the house keys on the counter. Left the pocket watch on the kitchen table. Left the letter. I didn't look back. For 6 months, I lived in a rented studio above a bookstore. Woke up at dawn. Walked the docks. Ate sandwiches from corner shops. Read books I'd never touched before. Didn't answer my phone. Didn't check email. Didn't log into social media. I became invisible. And for the first time in my life, I didn't mind. Then, one rainy afternoon in August, I got a package. No return address. Just my name. Written in the same handwriting. Inside, a single photograph. It was her. Standing on a beach. Barefoot. Hair wet from the ocean. Smiling. Not the polite smile she gave me. Not the tight-lipped one she used when we hosted dinners. This was real. Unfiltered. Radiant. Behind her, barely visible in the frame, a man. Tall. Dark hair. Hands in his pockets. Watching her. Not posing. Not staging. Just, there. On the back, in the same script. This is who I became when I stopped pretending. I hope you're proud of me. I'm not proud of what I did to you. But I am proud of who I am now. Thank you for giving me the space to grow. I wish you peace. I hope you find it. Lila. I stared at it for an hour. Then I burned it. Not dramatically. Not with ceremony. Just lit a match. Watched the flame catch the corner. Watched the edges curl. Watched her face disappear. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I just sat there, in the silence, and realized something. She didn't cheat because she stopped loving me. She cheated because she never truly loved me the way she needed to be loved. And I never loved her the way she needed to be loved either. We were both ghosts in the same house. We just didn't know it until it was too late. I moved to Oregon. Got a job restoring antique clocks. Met a woman named Clara at a flea market. She sold vintage cameras. Had a daughter who played violin. Laughed too loud. Forgot to wear socks. Called me honey without meaning to. Didn't ask questions. Didn't push. Didn't try to fix me. I didn't tell her about Lila. Not for a year. When I finally did, she didn't flinch. She just said, "You're still here. That means you're still healing." I didn't know then that healing isn't about forgetting. It's about learning to carry the weight without letting it crush you. 2 years later, I got another letter. This one came certified mail. From a law firm in Portland. They'd found her. She was sick. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She'd been diagnosed 6 months before the beach photo. She'd known she was dying when she wrote the letter. She'd known she wouldn't live to see spring. She'd written to me not to beg for forgiveness, but to give me permission to live. She'd left everything to me. The house. The savings. The watch. Even the journal. And attached, a final note. If you're reading this, I'm gone. Don't mourn me. I didn't want you to. I wanted you to be free. I loved you. I just couldn't love you the way you needed me to. And you loved me the way you knew how. Not poorly. Not selfishly. But quietly. And that's what broke us. We loved each other in silence. And silence is the loneliest thing in the world. There's a box in the attic. Behind the blue rug. Open it when you're ready. I left you something. Don't come to the funeral. I don't want you to see me like that. I'm sorry for the pain. But I'm not sorry for the truth. You were my first love. And you will always be mine. Lila. I didn't go to the funeral. I didn't cry at the service. I didn't visit the grave. I waited. Until the autumn leaves turned gold. Then I drove back to the house. One last time. I climbed into the attic. Found the blue rug. Pulled it back. There was a wooden box. No lock. No key. Just a small brass latch. I opened it. Inside, a stack of photographs. Every one of them, me. Me fixing the porch swing. Me laughing at the 4th of July barbecue. Me sleeping on the couch with the newspaper over my face. Me holding our dog when he was sick. Me carrying groceries. Me tying my shoes. Me, in every moment I thought no one was watching. And beneath them, a single cassette tape. I took it downstairs. Put it in an old player I kept in the garage. Pressed play. Her voice filled the room. Soft. Clear. Alive. I recorded this the night before I left. I didn't know if you'd ever hear it. But I had to say it. I didn't leave because I stopped loving you. I left because I realized I'd spent 20 years waiting for you to notice me. Waiting for you to see me, not as your wife, not as the mother of your children, not as the woman who keeps your shirts pressed, but as a person. Someone with fears and dreams and secret sorrows. You never saw me. And I stopped trying to be seen. I fell in love with Daniel because he looked at me like I mattered. But I never stopped loving you. I loved you so much I let you be safe. I loved you so much I let you stay blind. And now, I'm gone. I hope you forgive me. I hope you learn to love yourself the way I should have loved you. Goodbye, my love. I'm sorry I wasn't enough. But maybe, you weren't enough either. And that's okay. We were human. And humans are messy. I love you. Always. The tape ended. Silence returned. I sat there for hours. Didn't move. Didn't cry. Just listened to the wind outside. And I realized something deeper than grief. She didn't betray me. She betrayed herself. And I betrayed her by never asking her what she needed. By never seeing her. By loving her in silence. And silence is the cruelest lie of all. I never remarried. I don't need to. I still talk to her sometimes. In the quiet. Before bed. When I'm fixing a clock. When I smell cedar in the air. I don't blame her. I don't hate him. I just miss the woman I thought she was. And I grieve the man I could have been, if I'd dared to look closer. If I'd dared to listen. If I'd known that love isn't about showing up. It's about seeing. And I never saw her. Not really. And that's the wound that never healed. Not because she left. But because I never knew how to hold her. Even when she was right beside me.